त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् प्रणो देवे सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्रयवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our most humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba. A very loving Sai Ram to all the elders and my dear brothers and sisters. My name is Sri Pragnya. I come from Hyderabad region, state of Telangana, and I'm a participant of the ongoing Sri Satya Sai National Leadership Program for Self-Transformation Batch of 2025. It's an honor to welcome all of you this morning to the Dhyana Vahini summarizing session of chapters 10 to 14. Today, as the guest speaker, we have Dr. K.M. Ganesh sir with us. Dr. Ganesh joined Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning in the year 2002 for the BSc Honours program. He then went on to complete his MSc in Chemistry, Masters in Philosophy, and PhD in Analytical Chemistry. He then joined for postdoctoral research and has been associated with Medical Device Development Program at Star Labs in Central Research and Instrumental Facility of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He is also pursuing his clinical studies with Cardiology Department of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, Prashanti Gram. He has been actively associated with cultural, service, sports, and spiritual activities of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He has conducted study circle sessions at awareness class and study course programs of Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning and has been a member of panel discussion and study circles in Sri Satya Sai Media Center. He has delivered talks during Prashanti Vidwan Mahasabha and festivals in Sai Kulwant Hall. He has been associated with Sri Satya Sai National Leadership Program for Self-Transformation since 2022. Now, I humbly request Dr. K.M. Ganesh sir to take over the session. Jai Sai Ram.
Om Saishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tannah Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Offering myself at Bhagavan's divine lotus feet, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters of the National Leadership Program, loving Sai Ram to all of you. By now, this is the last 5 chapters that we are going to discuss. By now, it is pretty clear. I'm sure if all of you have read the Dhyana Vahini, that more than focusing on the techniques of how to do Dhyana, Swami emphasizes what is the nature of your character should be so that you can dive deep into Dhyana. That is more essential. Just to give a small analogy, if there is a pot which is having water, and if you want to see the reflection of the sun on the water should be pure and it should not be shaky. Then we'll be able to see the reflection, and that too we have to realize it is the reflection, it is not the actual sun that we are seeing. Okay. But if the water is dirty and the water is shaking, you may spend 2 hours, 10 hours, 50 hours, hundreds of hours or several years trying to see the sun's reflection in the pot, and you'll not be able to see. Why? We have not done the initial preparation. What is the initial preparation? You have to remove the mala. Mala the dirt from the water. Okay. The second step is you have to remove the vikshepa, the turbulence from the water. Then you will find a steady reflection of the sun. Without doing that, if you sit for meditation for hours together, for years together, you will not find any result. So the first primary thing is to work on our character, to work and to see that there's no unnecessary weeds which are there already, which we call vasanas, which of course is cleared, and Swami talks about the danger of vasanas and all that. We have to uproot them. Then we have to put this seed of Lord's name, Lord's form. And when we are doing that, we should have the bhavam also, the love. Very important thing is love. Okay, when there is love is there, naturally concentration also comes. If love is not there, if bhavam is not there, feeling is not there, it's like a mechanical thing that I'm trying to focus like a Tarataka, where I'm looking at a candle, tip of the candle, and trying to see how many minutes I'm just able to bring it back, you know, bring back to the thing. It's basically what is happening is a tussle between our current existence, where we love the world more than the Lord who is within us. That is the tussle. We are trying to bring back the mind to the inner Lord. But why? What is the motivation? Why should it come? Until unless you have a feeling of love. And how do you know? How do you develop that feeling? Is to know more and more about Lord. You have to read Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. You have to read the stories of great sages and saints and Sant Mahatmas and their experiences, and see the beauty in which there are two type of rasa: the rasa of devotion from a devotee, and the rasa of karuna or mercy from the Lord. And when there is a communion between the stream of mercy and the stream of devotion, it creates a feeling called ananda, the bliss. So all this is there. So I will go one by one as to not just summarizing the fourth chapter, but what I'm trying to five chapters, chapter 10 to 14, what I would try to attempt is what are the things which are between the lines, which is very important for a sadhaka, for a seeker, and what are the challenges which are there. So this is where I would like to share my screen now. 1 second. So I would like to begin my today's presentation with a small incident which happened even before the Gram Seva started. We know Gram Seva started in the year 2000. Uh, Prior to that, one of the years, Swami sent a group of boys to a village called Janakampalli. Now, Janakampalli is a village from about 10 kilometers from Puttaparthi, less than 10 kilometers from Puttaparthi. You have to go from Chitravati river, you have to cross the bridge, and you will reach a village by name Karnataka Nagapalli, which is Swami's mother's village. That's where she came from. And if you take the left direction, you have to go a few more kilometers, and there's a village called Janakampalli. So Swami called all the boys and told, we have to do seva, we have to do service, go and serve food packets and give clothes in all this, in all each and every house in Janakampalli. So of course, when Swami says some things, the enthusiasm, you should see Swami's enthusiasm when he takes up any project for that matter. So the boys had gone and they did the seva. They went to each and every house, and at the end of the day, they came back. And Swami was waiting for each and everyone to come one by. The boys were coming in batches till the last batch came, and then they surrounded Swami. And then Swami asked a very strange question. Swami asked, "Did you give food packets to so and so person, an elderly lady? I don't remember the name. One of my senior had shared the experience. Uh, Maybe it's Sakamma. Let us take the name to be Sakamma. So did you go and serve the food in Sakamma's house?" So normally when we go to village, when we do seva, we ask how many members are there, how many people are there, and we give accordingly the number of food packets, and that's what we do. Okay, and if some conversation is there, little bit, we'll ask how is the health and everything, basic thing. But we don't go into the personal details of the individuals, asking what is your name and all that. We don't do that. So the boys were clueless. They were just looking at Swami, the blank expression. Then Swami started describing the house, and near the house there was one cow shed, and then 2-3 boys seemed to recollect that location. Okay, then they told Swami, yes, Swami, we have covered that house. Then Swami told, this is very interesting. Then Swami told, do you know the speciality of that lady, Sakamma? She has not attended any medical college. She has not gone to any no hospital training, or there is no conferences, international conferences that she has attended, but yet she is the best midwife in the world. Now, midwife is the lady who delivers the child. Okay, we know that. So all were like, okay, Swami. I mean, they were first of all trying to understand what Swami is wanting to say, because a village lady, a simple village lady, and Swami is giving a certification that she is the best midwife in the world. Okay, we all do extra degrees. We are trying to get certification after certification, all because we want recognition, and that it's a self validation that we are trying to do. But here Swami is giving that certificate. So then Swami asked them, don't you want to know why she is the best midwife? And then they told Swami, yes, please, Swami, you tell us. And Swami told, this is what I want you to just grasp this. This is the essence. Swami told, every time she is about to deliver the child, she closes her eyes and she prays to me and says, Swami, now you take over. You have to do the operation through these hands. You have to do everything. You take over and you execute the action. And she does it with all the sincerity. It's not a lip service. It is just not like, Swami, you take over and then we do something. We forget about it. No, it's not like that. You do it from your heart. And once she does that, I take over. And when I take over, it has to be the best. Now, coming from this analogy, if you see, whether you're sitting for meditation, whether you're attending your college sessions, whether you're going to office, everywhere, before you start any task, pray to Yogeshwara, the Lord within, that Tera tujhko arpan, or aap karma bhi tumhe, you are the action, you are the work, and the person, the body is also you take over. When you have this attitude, no, and when you cultivate this attitude, then things will become easy. Things will start flowing. Otherwise, you will think that for years and years I've been doing this, but I am failing. It's because you're not invoking the divine presence. You have to invoke and allow it to take over. At the same time, I'm warning, because we have about 340 participants who are listening. See, it's very easy to say, okay, Swami will take care, okay, and not do anything about it. I don't want you people to misunderstand as saying that not putting your self effort. You have to put your self effort, but know that he is the real doer. He is the one who's doing the action. You are just doing your best in terms of whatever capacity God has given you. There is a saying that talent is God's gift, but what you do with the talent is your gift back to God. And in fact, Swami goes one step ahead and says talent itself is God. Okay, so every action that you do, offer it to Swami and be mindful that he is the one who is doing it. When you are mindful of his presence, so when you sit for meditation, he seamlessly comes along with that. And that is why you have to practice his presence throughout the day. That is very important. That is one message which I wanted to convey through this slide. Now, if you see the chapter 10, it starts with innocence, purity, and humility, the importance of these three characteristics. And Swami says that in general, you should be a joyful person. Okay, you should not have remorse. You should not, whenever you meet somebody, don't start complaining about others. Those are negative emotions, negative qualities, and they hinder your progress if you're doing meditation, if you're a sadhaka. One Swami told in Trai Vrindavan, if you want God, give up God. So we were all like, what does it mean? Then Swami told, you have to give up garlic, onion, drumstick. Okay. So, okay, because these food have got a lot of rajogunam and tamogunam. These are the qualities which I'll be discussing in later slides. Now, I got a doubt that, see, in Swami's canteens, they make drumstick sambar. Okay. And onion is there in vegetable. How is it? Like, it's quite self-contradictory. I had this doubt when this happened, when I heard this from my senior. And several years later, of course, when your doubt is there, you pray to Swami that one day the answer should come, or you try to seek answers from the known people, elders. If you're not satisfied, you wait for the answer. And I happened to meet one of the senior devotee. He has been coming to Swami since 70s. And he was part of the group. They come from Maharashtra, from Bombay, walking all the way from Bombay to Puttaparthi. And it used to take them 4 weeks to do that. They used to walk, stop. And on the way, they used to do Nama Sankirtan and all that. So he is also the father of one of the faculty member of music department. So he told me one very interesting thing, that once one of the sessions when Swami had called them for interview, Swami used to tell them that, okay, you do, when you do Nama Japa, okay, you do Rama's Japa, you do Krishna's Japa, you do Bhavani's Japa. And Swami used to explain that in your several previous births, you have been, you know, uh, worshipping this Ishtha. Ishtha Devta means the one whom you have selected for worship, and you will naturally sink into it. Okay, it will be easy. Swami never told that you have to take my photograph and say Om Shri Sai Ram, Om Shri. No, no. What naturally your mind is getting attracted to, the, like, it may be Shiva for some people, it may be Kali for some people, it may be Lakshmi for some people, it may be Ganapati, it may be Hanuman, whichever Ishta is there. No, you develop. Sometimes you're naturally attracted to a particular form of the god. It's because in the previous birth of yours, you have worshipped or you have been associated with that forms. That's why, Swami said, it becomes easy for you to go into the meditation, go into the dhyana. And then Swami told that you should give up garlic, onion, and all that. So one of the devotees asked Swami, "For aapke in your canteen it is being served." And Swami made a distinction, that is for devotees. You people are sadhakas, seekers. That brought me into thinking, because Swami had told, if I make the ashram rules so strict and stringent, people will run away. Okay, nobody will come. All sadhana has to be voluntary. You have to take it up. You know, like one of the teacher asked Swami, boys are finding it very difficult to attend Suprabhatam. They're not able to get up in the morning. The Swami said that, see, ensure that it doesn't come by force. It has to come from source. So if you are sadhaka, if you're a seeker, you have to see that it comes from the source within. The motivation should be from within, not that you're part of a system or a part of a program. Okay, initially, so that everybody comes and experiences, freedom is very important for an individual. They come, they see the ashram, they have the canteen food. You have variety. You've got foreign canteen, your North Indian canteen, South Indian canteen. You've got bhajans, you've got Vedam. Some people are more into Veda, some people are more into bhajans, some people are more into Seva. Swami has given all variety in which you want to link and associate with yourself with Swami and Swami's activity. And gradually you do Swadhyaya. Okay, you read Swamis, and then you start saying, okay, if you give up certain things, okay, it will be easier. For example, if the highway is there, you can drive faster. If it is a Chitravati road or if it is some Gopuram road where the traffic is there, you can't drive slower. So what you do consciously, the things which oppose your concentration, now you are becoming a seeker, like onions. No, onion we know has got zero pranic energy. It is, so these things put you into sleep. Onion has got amazing good properties also. Okay, but if you're a sadhaka, if you're trying to focus, see, for example, it is hot. I'm giving an example. It's hot. You put on the fan. Okay. Because it is hot, you put on the fan. Now your mother comes with a needle and thread and say, can you put the thread inside the needle? Okay. What do you do first? You put off the fan. Okay. You put off the fan and then you put the thread into the needle. Okay. Because when the fan is on, it is difficult to put the thread inside the needle. Same way, when you're trying to concentrate, when you're, okay, I want to do dhyana, I want to get into dhyana, there are certain elements you reduce or remove for certain phase. We call anushthan. Anushthan is a phase where you kind of stop it for some time. And when you do that practice of maybe a week or 3 weeks or 48 days, what we call mandalam, and you find some amazing experiences, which comes when you're pure. Purity gives amazing kind of bliss. You will feel that you're a child. You see, look at a child, it's laughs for no reason. You will also see that you're happy for no reason. Okay, these are certain things that you have to experience. And when you experience that, then it is easier to give up certain things because you want to go more deeper and deeper into it. So any sadhana has to come from the source. It cannot come from force. Now, talking about the importance of purity, this is a scene where Lakshmana actually chops off the nose and the ears of Surpanakha. We know it's a very famous episode. But one important thing that you have to notice, that Rama never told Lakshmana orally. He just indicated. Okay, it was a non-verbal communication that he did some indications and the ear and the nose were chopped. So one devotee asked Swami, first of all, she's a lady, okay, and he's a Kshatriya. To do something so brutal, you have to be very sure that you have got the right instruction or not. Maybe it's not a misunderstanding, okay, but Lakshmana did it instantly. But when you speak to us, even when you're telling us directly, We are not able to understand. There, Rama told without even speaking what he expected, and Lakshmana executed. What is the reason? And Swami gave one word answer. Swami told purity. See, purity, that's why is very, very important if you want to be in sync with the divinity. If you want to be in harmony with what divine is expecting you to do, you have to maintain a pure life. Okay, if you are trying to be impure, every now and then you're putting mud into the water and you're trying to see the reflection of the sun, you will fail. It is contradictory. You're trying to see the reflection, at the same time you're adding dirt into the water. How will you cannot be success if you want to see. If and you do it, this is a lab. I'm sitting in a chemistry lab and speaking to you. If you are in a lab, there are certain reaction conditions you have to maintain for the reaction to be successful, otherwise it will fail. So everything has got a particular reaction condition. Okay, so this is one very important lesson that you have to understand, that there is no compromise for a purity. Swami tells a lot of my devotees nowadays are like housefly. Okay, they sing bhajans, they read Ramayana, and that is one part. Okay, like a housefly goes and sits on the sweet, and after some time it will go and sit in the dustbin also. Okay, so if you are thinking that you are doing bhajans, okay, I'm doing my part. That quota, bhajan, my spiritual quota is over. Now I do what I want to do. I want indulge into all kind of movies and all kind of nonsense, which the mind takes you because of the previous vasana. See one thing we have to understand. We are not here to judge each other. We have to understand the reality. See, when a patient comes to the hospital when in front of surgeon, the surgeon doesn't start judging. It has to he has to conduct the operation very carefully, removing the part which is infected. Okay, and start treating, and at the same time maintaining the heart condition and all that. Okay, heart, BP, everything is monitored. So we have to look ourselves very objectively. We have to understand the fact that we are basically four, not one. Okay, there is an animal aspect inside us, and it has come because of survival tendency. Okay, there is an animal aspect. We are not directly born as human beings. We were animals in our previous births, so many incarnations before. There is human aspect, okay, that we are seeing, because that's why we are in human form. And the beauty of being a human being, is any limitations, any vasanas, any shortcomings that you have, you can overcome by prayatnam, by effort. Then there is a divine aspect which is very important, which we have to realize. And of course there is certain demonic aspect also, okay, inside us. So sometimes you think, how did I do this, or how did that person do it? Like, it is unimaginable. Okay, not even animals do it. Okay, the certain demonic aspects are also there. So when you see that these different four aspects are there, which aspect you feed becomes more stronger and stronger daily. And the more you starve a certain aspect, no, it becomes weaker and weaker daily. Okay, that is one thing which we have to do. So we should not be housefly, because when you become a housefly, you're going and sitting in the sweet, you're sitting in the dustbin also. You should be a honeybee which sits only on the flower. You will never see a honeybee sitting in the dustbin. Okay, so Swami says, don't be housefly, be a honeybee. That is first thing that we have to understand and cultivate within ourselves. Of course, in the beginning of the chapter, somewhere in the 5 chapters, Swami says one of the most dangerous vasana is to read, learn, and not put it into practice. Okay. Today, you ask anybody, they have answers for everything. But when you ask about their day to day, when you look at their dinacharya, how they are living, you'll be surprised that why is he contradicting his own knowledge? Okay. And that is one thing. Contradiction is one thing. Apart from that, the knowledge is so vast. Here you can see Narada Muni is teaching Brahma Jnana to sage Bharadwaja. Bharadwaja, 3 births, he just read the scriptures. Okay, he took birth, read the entire scriptures. I mean, started reading the scriptures. He died. He continued reading, because learning is also a vasana, kind of vasana. Okay. After 3 births, when fourth time when he started, no, Narada took him to one hill, and told, if this whole hill is the Vedas and the Shastras, he just bent down and both a muthibar, one handful of sand he took up. In the last 3 births, what you have learned is only this much. Do you think you'll be able to cover the entire mountain? It is impossible. Okay. So just pursuit of knowledge without implementing into action is absolute waste. This is very, very important that you have to, and take one line, take some teaching. Okay. Try to put it is learning action both goes hand in hand. Okay. The dilemma of today's youth is janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janami adharmam nachame nivritti. Duryodhana had this dilemma. What I know what is right. Listen to this very carefully. I know what is right, but I do not have the inclination to do it. I know I have to get up in the morning early. I know I should be punctual. I know I should finish my task in time. I know I should do my goal setting. I should write down. I know a lot of things that I'm supposed to do, but I'm not having the inclination to do it. And that's why we procrastinate. We are delaying it. At the same time, I know what is not correct, what is adharma, but I'm not able to stop myself from doing it. In one of the slokas, Arjuna confesses, like as if the desire is like a strong wind. I'm not able to control the wind. It is just forcing me to do certain things. Let us acknowledge that first. Okay. It is not something which we have to brush it under the carpet. This is the nature of the mind, because there are certain things, certain vikaras, certain limitations of the mind which we have to work on. And luckily, our Sanatan Dharma, our Shastras and Bhagwan's teachings have got a perfect antidote for each and everything. Talking about antidote, no? Okay, before we come to the antidote, uh, this is a very interesting image. You will see one sparrow peeping out of the hole in the trunk of the tree, and there is one eagle waiting for it. Okay. So the story goes like this. This is narrated by Swami. I used to think Vikshepa is just disturbance of mind. Okay. But why the disturbance? What is it? And what is the nature of this disturbance? Okay, we say it should not shake. It's very easy to give a theoretical knowledge. But why it is happening? Okay, understand. So there is a bird, sparrow, it is flying in the sky. Every bird wants freedom, and its freedom it lies in flying in the sky. That's why it has got wings. Okay. You deny any individual its freedom, no, it starts suffering. It cannot stay. It starts, uh, the trepidation starts. So the sparrow is flying, flying, flying. Now in the sky, there are different pakshis, there are different birds. So there is eagle also. Okay. So suddenly the eagle starts chasing the sparrow. Okay, the sparrow senses it and immediately starts rushing towards the forest and goes into the starts and now it's very close. Okay, it is anytime, like couple of times, even the beak of the eagle also contacted the sparrow, but the sparrow, because of the bush and because of the branches, it somehow escaped and it went back inside the hole. And the hole is small. It is too small for a eagle to go inside. It is safe now. Now, see, I don't know how many of you have actually gone through a near death experience, or I'm not saying that you have to go through a near death experience. Even if you see a person who has gone through a near death experience, like, just now, it can be a heart attack, or it can be, an accident in the road, or it can be like the person just drowned in the water and somehow survived. Oh no. One of the first thing that happens to an individual is a sense of tremendous shock. Okay. What just happened? Shock. So just now the sparrow is going through an emotion called shock. Okay. So it takes some time to come out of the shock. And Swami explains that after few hours, the shock has subsided, it has come to its senses and all that. Now it is peeping outside the hole and it is trying to see if the eagle is there anywhere or not. Okay. Then it wants to fly again. It wants to fly again even after going through such a bad experience. That is the nature, what we call as vikshepa, that even you, though you have gone through the experience of committing the blunder, being punished, okay, and in this case is you almost lost your life, still you want to do it again. That is vikshepa, that is a vikara, and that's why you think I have done this thing. Every time you do a mistake, no, you feel guilty afterwards. Okay. Like in the Christianity, every Sunday they go and they confess in the church. Father, this week I did this, and I really sincerely I feel I've done a mistake. I will not do. I will not displease Jesus, and I pray that Jesus gives me the strength that I do not repeat the mistake, I do not repeat the sin. This is an honest confession. Monday the person is fine, Tuesday probably is fine. By Wednesday again he has gone and done the sin. Okay. Because he knows Sunday again, next Sunday is going to go and confess. it it is a very vicious loop. Okay. So that is vikshepa, and that's why we repeat. So one thing you have to understand: the only solution to sin is don't do it. No, even if you want to really say sorry, no, the real sorry is not to do it again and again. No point telling sorry and doing it again. Then it is not really sorry. It's not coming from heart. It is coming from here. Okay. So that is one of the things which you have to understand. Vikshepa. That is the nature of the, and how do we deal with it? When the urge comes, when the impulse comes, no, you should say no. No. And just no. See, Swami gives one more analogy. It's a very powerful analogy. Even more than no, more powerful than no is also, suppose a guest comes to your house, okay, and you ignore the person. You don't even look at the person. You talk to everybody as if, everybody you're giving attention, giving the due response, but you're not at all. And the stranger is talking to you, but you're behaving as if you're not listening or you're not able to listen. Or it is like, what happens? If you ignore anybody, every individual or every entity has got a self-respect. Okay. It starts losing interest. It stops coming. It stops bothering you and it will go away. Like that, every time an impulse raises its hood, hey, come on, let us go there, let us do this. You have seen it. Now, when you say no, also no, you're confronting that person, that impulse, vasana. So what happens? It tries to come back with more force. But suppose you ignore and you do something totally different, as if you didn't even hear that. The impulse will come 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. After that, it will stop coming because no, this fellow is not giving any value to the call. You're just ignoring it as if, the greatest insult you can give to anybody is ignoring. If you want to get rid of any individual from your life, just ignore the person. Means we have gone through it when Swami used to ignore us in darshan. So we want one glance of Swami, okay? And when Swami ignores, no, okay, for a few days, okay. But if it goes for a long time, no, you really inside, no, like you've seen a turkey towel, how when you remove the water from inside, you will feel that. Okay, he'll give so much attention, love, and then suddenly you're nobody. And Swami had this thing of, he will look at the person sitting next to you, behind you, right side, left side, but he can digitally skip you. Okay, that is the beauty. If you want to skip somebody, it's not easy. And that treatment used to make us introspect, and it used to stamp our ego that, it's not self-respect, it's the ego. And we used to force ourselves to change. Some people, some boys have left, some devotees have left, but those who want to hang on to Swami, because we know ultimately we have to go back to the source only. He is the source. Then we have to, there's something wrong with us and he wants us to change. So we used to work on ourselves. So that is another strategy that you can use is to ignore it. Okay. When suppose the phone right now, the greatest the devil is sitting in the mobile phone. Okay. So if you're addicted to seeing reels, okay, the moment impulse comes, to see the reels, check the reels, just keep the phone down. The moment, suppose you took out the phone to call somebody, okay, the person did not pick the call. Okay. So next thing that you see, you go into the app. Okay. Or you can uninstall the app, maybe. When you require it, you use it. Or the moment that impulse comes, keep it down as if it never happened and you do something totally different. That is an insult to the impulse inside you. Okay. So there's a saying, the person was defeated the inner enemies, no external enemy can harm. See, the thieves, if they want to come also, no, if it is bolted, the house is bolted from inside, it will not be able to come. But if you leave the bolt inside open, it will come. Anybody and everybody will come. Then now you're asking, why it's happening to us? Because you have left the bolt open. So exercise. Okay. This is a very nice, interesting image. How to deal with the distractions and attractions in life. So a person is walking on the rope. There is a lake down, and there is one black bird trying to sit on the hand, and the white bird sitting on the other hand. Okay. And this rope is nothing but our life journey. Now, all of us know the goal of life is self-realization. That's why we have come here. Okay, we have to realize our true self, that is God within. And when we are doing that, when we are walking on the path, they say the price of spirituality is alertness. You have to be very careful, you have to be very alert. Now, what normally happens in our day to day life is either we are attracted to some desires, like the white bird we want to catch. And when we are trying to catch the bird, what happens? We will fall off the rope, we will fall down. Okay. At the same time, there are bad situations, some individuals trying to harass you, or something bad is happening, tormenting you, and we want to push that off, we want to push it away. So if you try to push the bird also, again you will fall from the rope. Okay. So what you have to do, the right attitude of a sadhaka is equanimity. Okay, he should keep the arms open like this. Okay, if good things come, happens to come, fine. I'm not saying I'm. See, Swami never said no desire. Swami said ceiling on desire. Have a ceiling on the desire. Okay, no desire is not a way. It's not practical. So if it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, it's also fine. But what you did not try to reach out to it. You have kept your arms open. Okay, whether it is good experience or bad experience, it will come. And remember, they are birds. They will sit for some time and then they'll fly away. Okay, Swami says every problem, no, remember this four word mantra, this too shall pass. This too shall pass. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is larger than life except God. Okay, so main thing is you have to keep a smile. See, the person is smiling, though the image is a little bird, you can see he's smiling and he's walking on the rope and he's keeping his arms open. Good experience comes, fine. Bad experience comes, okay, that also is fine. Because back of the mind, what is more important is that it will fly off one day or the other. Main thing that you're not stopped walking on the rope. That is your main thing. When you're driving in the road, your destination is important. Inside there may be amazing chaat masalas and all the snacks and everything may be there, okay, or all the shopping things. You may pop out for some time to purchase and you have to come back again or to continue driving. It's not that you go and settle down in the shopping mall. Okay. Then you have lost the track. So this attitude is also important if you want to succeed in sadhana, in meditation especially. The attitude of samatvam. Samatvam is equanimity. Okay, that is something which comes with faith in God, and this continuous remembrance that He is the one who gives. He knows when to give, what to give, where to give, how to give. He knows it. He knows. All you have to do is you do your purushartha, you do your effort and leave the result to Him. Swami didn't say karma sannyasa. Swami said karma phala sannyasa. Bhagavad Gita. Many times, we think that, okay, you have to give up the action. No, do the action. But this desire, karma phala sannyasa also, you should understand. It's not that Swami is telling don't take the fruits. No. See, it's like when you're playing tennis, no? When you're playing tennis, your attention should be on playing tennis. Okay. If you're scoring automatically, the scoreboard is also changing. Okay. Yeah. But if you're half the time looking at the result, the ball when it is coming from the opponent side, you will miss the point and you'll see your result is becoming more bad and bad. And because your attention is on the result. No, that anxiety of for the result you leave. You keep your focus on the action. When the action is good, automatically result will come because he is karma phala pradata. That's God's business. Don't go into his business. Okay. So that is the understanding that you should have. Yeah. At the same time, when I win from dues after that advantage and then I win the set, fine, I take it. It's not that karma phala sannyasa means doesn't mean that I said no, I don't want. No. When it comes, take it. Take it with the open hand, like the white bird. But don't run behind it. Don't try to grab it. You will fall. Same way when bad experiences comes fine. It'll go. You don't have to go into depression, sadness, and all this. No, these are the breaks which doesn't allow you to succeed. All of us know about Angaraj Karan, and this is an incident which happened in inside the interview room. There were about 25 teachers Swami was interacting with, and Swami was talking about Mahabharata, and suddenly Swami became very emotional, started crying. The incident about Karna, and Swami told, see, the moment Karna realized, came to know from Krishna that Arjuna was actually his younger brother. All the Pandavas were his younger brother. Till that moment, no, his whole purpose was to kill. He wanted to kill the Pandavas. And next moment he realizes that they are actually his own brother, and that Mother Kunti is his own mother. So he went into a deep remorse, and then Swami told, please, 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 trust me when I say, all of you are Atma Swarupa. Okay, all of you are God. Okay, right now you're in ignorance. I know that you're God. Okay, I know that I'm God. I know that you're God. But it is just you have not yet realized. But the day you realize that you're God, no, you will feel like Karna, who at that moment you will think that why did I have so much of anger or jealousy towards my friend or relatives and all. You'll feel why, because essentially we are same. Essentially we are same. When you come to that state of realization, you will feel so bad that all these years, so if you would have just trusted Swami's teaching of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Okay, just such a simple two line: love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. In fact, help ever, hurt never is the essence of all the Vedas. In one of the discourse, Swami says, if you just follow this right now, maybe you're not realizing it. Okay, but it's okay. So suppose after realization, you're able to see one halo of light around everybody, the ant and the dog, and wow, everything is divine. Okay, till now we are not. Suppose you see, of course, suppose when you're walking and you see one ant is coming, okay, you will slow down because you are seeing the divinity in the ant. Now you're not able to see, you just go away. I mean, I'm sure many of us are not doing it, but when we are speeding at such high speed, now we know animals and they are also crossing the road. We are not thinking twice that our bike will go over it or our car. But if you come with the awareness that every jiva, every being has got that divinity, you will not even think or dream, or the thing to hurt will come inside you because you are one with them. You experience the oneness with them. Now, coming to the day-to-day challenges that comes, many of us, we each of us have to fight our own devil. Okay, one of our brother used to do duty for Swami. He told, I may be pressing Swami's feet, but I have to fight my own devil. There is no exemption. Okay, just because you're staying in hostel or you're staying in some other part of, you're not in Puttaparthi, doesn't mean that you are having a disadvantage and I am having an advantage because I'm staying inside Swami's room. No. Okay. Each one of us have to fight our own devil. In this kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, that lust is there, anger is there, greed is there, pride is there, attachment is there, jealousy is there. Each of us have got that is there in all of us, but one thing will be more pradhana. Okay, more dominant in each one of us, and we know what is dominant, and we have to fight it. Okay, so this is a very beautiful incident which comes in Ramayana. This is not recorded in Ramakatha Raswaini. It is not recorded in any of the versions of Ramayana. Swami shared this incident inside Trai Brindavan. Okay, just to drive home the message which is going to come now. So Swami told one day Rama was sitting under the tree. This is during the Vanavasa period. Sita Ma was sleeping on his lap. Okay, her head was on his lap, and Rama wanted to test Lakshmana. Okay, see, Rama is Vishnu's avatar, Lakshmana is Adishesha's avatar, Mother Sita is, of course, we know Mahalakshmi. But when we are in the human form has got its own limitations. Okay, and Rama wanted to test whom? Lakshmana, whom we call Jitendriya, the one who has conquered all the senses. Okay. In fact, one of the conditions to kill Indrajit, the son of Ravana, is a person who has maintained brahmacharya and who has not slept for 14 years, which is like an impossible thing, can alone kill Indrajit. That was the boon he had. Okay. And such a person, Rama is testing now. So Swami says, Rama called Lakshmana and told, see, Sita is sleeping now. If I move, it will disturb her. I have to go somewhere urgently. Okay. So I don't want to disturb her sleep. I'll just hold her head. You come and sit in my place. Her head will be on your lap. Okay. So that her position is not disturbed. Okay. And whatever Rama says, okay. So Rama moves, holding the head of Sita. Lakshmana comes and sits. in Rama's place, and the head is placed on Lakshmana's lap. And Rama walks away. Rama walks away to some distance and then changes into the form of a pakshi, a parrot, and comes and sits on top of the tree and starts observing Lakshmana. Now, Swami explains, see, the age difference between Sita and Lakshmana was not much. Okay, they both were young. Okay, and Swami says, like, if there is a gunpowder and you've kept a fire next to it, it is bound to catch fire. Okay, if there is a butter and you keep it next to the fire, it is bound to melt. Okay, so Swami says Sita is sleeping and Sita's head is on Lakshmana's lap. How is he able to maintain the purity? You know, it seems Lakshmana is chanting a name continuously. Continuously is chanting one name. What is that name? He was not chanting Ramanama. He was chanting Sumitra, Sumitra, Sumitra. He was remembering his mother. Okay. He was continuously in the thought of his mother. See, when I think of my mother, no, I get that feeling what a son gets towards his mother because I am in that bhavam. Okay. I feel one in the presence of my mother, how I feel. So when I am looking or thinking about my mother, no, the feeling of purity of a son's feeling towards a mother, what it is supposed to be, that comes. So Lakshmana goes into the zone of a son by remembering his mother, by chanting Sumitra, Sumitra. And because of that, see, Swami says one of the greatest counter for Kama Vasana, the lust is, if one of the most pure emotion is that of Vatsalyam, that towards the mother. So he substituted, before that thing even comes, proactivity, even before that thing comes, no, you have substituted. There's a saying that nature abhors vacuum. Okay, there cannot be vacuum in the nature. Something has to be there. Okay, if you don't put good, bad will come. So before the bad comes, you start invoking the good and fill it with the good and keep it like that. So even before the lust starts taking or starts playing the prank, the Maya does its part, you have substituted it with. So for all of us, no, it is not that once the disaster comes and hits, okay, then we start, no. It's not like when the fire is caught on the house, then you start digging the well. It is not going to work. The well should be always ready. Okay. So that is one very important lesson. That is the power of Pratipaksha Bhava. Pratipaksha Bhava means everything has a counter. For example, in Arjuna, in Mahabharata, the beauty of Naranarayana, Arjuna Krishna's combination was, everybody thinks, okay, Arjuna was a great warrior. Okay. But remember, that side Karna is there. Okay. Before Karna's, even as Karna is invoking the Garudastra, okay, Krishna, who's sitting as a charioteer, tells Arjuna, see, he's invoking Garudastra, you put Nagastra. Because the counter for Garuda is Naga. The counter for eagle is snake. The counter for snake is eagle. Okay. So now Karna has invoked and the Astra has come. So normally when the Astra comes, no, and if you see that Astra that time, and if you start chanting your counter, it will be late. By the time it will come and hit you. So the moment Karna or Bhishma has started chanting the Divyastra, Krishna has already told Arjuna, see, now invoke this weapon. You invoke this weapon. And Arjuna is so pure and he's so completely surrendered to Krishna without asking why, how, he will do it. He'll just did. And that's why he succeeded. Because the secret of success in life is absolute, complete obedience to God. You will be successful. There's no doubt about it. Same way, for if suppose he's invoking Agni Astra, Krishna will start Jalastra, And in fact, once he shoots Narayana Astra is so powerful, not even Brahmastra can stop Narayana Astra. Krishna tells Arjuna, just drop your Gandiva. The Gandiva was the bow of Arjuna, and for Kshatriyas, to put down their astra is worse than, it's the worst humiliation. Okay, but Arjuna never questions. Because Krishna told put down, he put down. Because the only counter for Narayana Astra is you should stand like this. If you try to show anything, any weapon, no, it will decimate you. So Krishna told Arjuna, put down the Gandiva Astra and come into the Namaskar pose. which he did immediately, and he got saved. That is why Arjuna succeeded in Mahabharata. So the whole reason I'm sharing that episode is everything has got a pratipaksha. Use it. If you don't use it, no, it is of no use. It is like I'm having all the weaponry, but I'm not using it. Have to use. We have to use. Swami says, like Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji ko Mother Bhavani gave a sword. She gifted a sword. I, your divine mother, am giving you the Jnana Shakti. All this knowledge that I'm giving you through Vahinis are like astras. Use it. If you don't use it, of course, enemies will come, dogs will come, all kind of things will come and ruin your life. Okay, use it. This line I want you all to remember. Swami told one devotee asked Swami, till when we should do sadhana? So the devotee told Swami, the devotee asked Swami, till when we should do the sadhana? Swami told, the fact that you're breathing means sadhana is left. Means till you're alive, you have to do sadhana. Okay. Then he told Swami, it is very difficult. Then Swami told, no. It is simple, but it is not easy. And Swami explained, simple means what? Like, for example, Namasmarana. Namasmarana is what? You're thinking of, say, any Ishta. Okay, suppose Swami, Om Shri Sai Ram. It is simple. Om Shri Sai Ram. Om Shri Sai Ram. Namasmarana is simple. But why it is not easy? It doesn't happen automatically. You have to put the effort. But it is simple. If it is impossible, it is not like you are told to jump from ground level to the fourth floor directly. No. If I want to grow from ground level to fourth floor, I have to use the steps. You take one step, taking is easy. Second step easy. Third step, like that. If you some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 staircase you take, you reach fourth floor. Okay. So sadhana, when it becomes difficult, if you think, oh, I have to go to fourth floor. Yeah, you have to go to fourth floor. It is difficult to jump. It is not easy directly, but it is simple since if you are going one step at a time. So anything that you do, whether you are sitting in the sadhana meditation, take one step at a time. Next. Okay, this slide is very important slide according to me. You remember Duryodhana's dilemma. Janami dharmam nachame pravritti janami adharmam nachame nivritti. I know what is good. I don't have the inclination to do it. Why I'm not having the inclination? Maybe I'm lazy. Maybe the tamo guna is there in me. Okay, or I'm too distracted. I'm rajoguna. I'm not able to, I know what is bad for me, but I'm not able to stop myself from doing it because I'm dominated by rajoguna. So one thing we have to understand, there are gunas inside all of us. All of us have got qualities. Sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. Okay. We are not robots. Okay. You feed an algorithm and it will run. No. There are certain gunas, there are certain qualities inside us. And what should be the attitude of a sadhaka, of a seeker, is explained by an episode from Ramayana where Hanuman was sent to search Mother Sita. Okay. And you should see how Hanuman deals with each and every quality. Okay. And each obstacle is a symbol of a quality. So when Hanuman actually jumps, no, first comes Mainak Parvat. Mainaka Parvat is a sattvic obstacle. Several thousand years ago, Indra started chopping the wings of all the mountains. Okay. And that time, the Mainak Parvat took the shelter of Vayudeva. So Vayudeva took him and hid him under the ocean. Okay. So that's how he escaped. Now, when Hanuman was flying, when he was jumping from India to Lanka, he comes out of the ocean and tells, "Oh, Vayuputra, I am greatly indebted to your father. As a gratitude, I want to be of some service to you. Since it's a long journey, why don't you take some rest, take some fruits, relax, refresh yourself, and then continue?" Hanuman very politely says, "See, I am right now in Ramakarya. Every moment is precious, but thank you so much for the offer. I will get back to you later." And he continues. He just taps and continues. See, like this many times in our life also, individuals come. You have decided that I will do this today. And then your friend calls up or somebody calls you, "Hey, are you free for lunch?" Or, the intention is not bad. They just want to spend some good time with you. And because you're spending some good time, the work that you're supposed to do gets postponed, gets delayed. So instead of not picking the call, Hanuman did not ignore. It's not like Mainak came, Hanuman went like this. No. Did Hanuman pick the call means met him. Okay. Always you can see, right? Thank you so much. But can I get back? Can we do this some other day? Because right now I'm doing this. And if it is a sattvic obstacle, it will say, okay, no problem. Okay. They will not force you. Okay, no, no, no. How can you, if they do all that, then they're Rajasic obstacle. I'll get back to that. Okay. But if they're understanding and the good people, no, they will say, okay, fine, that's absolutely fine. At your convenience. Okay. So they will not even say at your earliest convenience, at your convenience. Okay. So they are sattvic obstacles. Okay. So you have delayed. Otherwise, no, mind also is waiting for an excuse to postpone something. And you find a excuse by, oh, he has invited me for lunch or he has invited doing this. Don't allow that excuse to play inside your mind. Ignore. Remember the mantra, ignore. Then Hanuman goes further, and there one demoness is there by name Surasa. Okay. So she is a Rajasic obstacle. Many people in your life, they don't want you to progress. They cannot see you succeed. They have become very jealous. Sometimes they get stomach pain. Okay, they have to give them pudinara when they see you succeeding. Okay, let us accept, not to judge others. Okay, see, there are snakes in the wood. Okay, that doesn't mean you don't go to the forest. You wear boots which are up till the legs, knee, and then you go. You have to take your armor and go. Remember? So, what is the armor for the Rajasic obstacle? What did Hanuman do? So, Sursa told Hanuman says, I'm in a rush. Okay, I'll meet you later. The Sursa says, you can go ahead, provided you go inside my mouth and come out. See, Rajasic obstacle, no, they're very, very, very shrewd, very clever people. Okay. Okay, they come with a plan, and it's not like they will simply ask, they will be behind you. They want to delay you, they want to destroy you. Okay. So you have to be also tactful. What did Hanuman do? Hanuman started using his strength. Asta Siddhi now Nidhi Data. He had 8 Siddhis, two of them Anima and Garima. Okay, Anima is to become small, Garima is to become big. He can increase his size and he can reduce at his will. So he started increasing his size. He started increasing his size. Started increasing his size. He told, okay, I'll enter your mouth. So he started increasing. So when we are eating Golgappa, no, we have to open our mouth also. Okay, that much. Hanuman started increasing his size so much. She also opened her mouth like that. Okay, for her, Hanuman was a huge Golgappa. He became so big, then suddenly he shrunk himself in a second, went inside the mouth and came out before she could close the mouth. So she was pretty impressed by his intelligence. Okay. And she says, okay, I'm very impressed by intelligence, you can proceed. Same way, when Rajasic obstacles, these people come to, stop you, you should use your tactfulness. There's a word called tactfulness in English. You should be very tactful in how to deal with them. You should be very proactive. You should know what excuse or what reason to give to avoid them. Okay. Because if you give one reason, they have a counter reason. So you should be 2 steps, 3 steps ahead of it. Okay. So but you have, in today's world, we can't do all that stunt. Okay. Stunt, I should not say stunt, Hanumanji will feel bad. We don't have those siddhis, but we have to understand what is the lesson of these episodes. Next, he moves further. There is a demoness called Simhika or Chayagrahi. She had a boon. If the shadow of the bird which is flying on the ocean falls, she had the boon that she can catch the shadow. If she catches the shadow, the flying object will come down and she will eat it. That's how she was eating the food. She had that. So that day she caught the shadow of Hanuman. Unfortunately, it was wrong flying object that she caught. Hanuman, did not negotiate or did not say, I'll come later, like he did to Mainak. He did not increase or decrease his size. He just gave one punch to Simhika and she died on spot. So this is tamasic obstacle. Now, most of the tamasic obstacle is inside us. Okay. It is inside us, the laziness. Okay. You keep an alarm for 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock. Okay. Nowadays we are keeping 4, 5 alarms. 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6 o'clock. At least one of the alarm because we are more than snooze, we are keeping multiple alarm. And snooze is 10 minutes. Sometimes we keep 15 minutes. Okay. Why? Because this simika is there, no? This laziness. You are dealing it by giving logic. Okay, I will sleep for 15 minutes more on. You're telling Simika, you should not negotiate with laziness. You should, like Hanuman punched, got up, just Alarm rang, just got up. If you wait for 5 seconds also, no, gone. Okay. Because if you go into the negotiation mode or discussion mode, you're gone. You should get up. And Swami says, you should, for all of us, all students, it's a very powerful tip. Whenever you're feeling sleepy, sprinkle water on your face. Because Swami says, if you have noticed anybody faints, no, they say get water, sprinkle water on the face. Because Swami says, in the water, there is a Chaitanya Shakti. There is a Chaitanya Shakti in that. So when you actually feeling drowsiness, no, the Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Nidra Rupena Samsita Namastasyeta Namastasya Namastasya Namo Namah. You have to pray to Nidra Devi, oh Mother Nidra, please. In fact, before sleeping, you pray to Nidra Devi, Mother, and you have to tell her, Ma, please wake me up in the morning. You have to pray to Nidra Devi to wake you up. Okay, that should be the attitude of a sadhaka of complete humility to all the elements. Just say like this. So first thing in the morning, you should have a glass of water, sprinkle, wake up, get up, go out of the bed. Don't discuss. You have to be ruthless when it comes to laziness. Then Hanuman goes to the door. There he meets Lankini. Lankini is the symbol of ego. It guards. It is like, I am the person who's, represent the whole thing. So Hanuman gives a very tight punch to Lankini. So ego also, you should deal with that, that propensity. You should not tolerate your ego also. In fact, Swami says, see, when Hanuman comes back to Lanka, from Lanka to Rama, and he gives the report of Sita, Rama starts crying because for 10 months he has not heard of Sita, whether she's alive or not. So when he comes to know that she's alive and she's in Ashoka Vatika, he has no words and he starts hugging Hanuman. I am so indebted to you. I don't know in what way I can अपना कर्ज पूरा कर सकूं. How can I repay you? Then I was reading this in Sundarkandam. Hanuman says, Lord save me, Lord save me, Lord save me. So I was wondering why Hanuman is saying, Lord save me. Okay, when Lord himself is praising, in that Hanuman is praying, Lord save me, because his ego is rising. See, for us, no, with Swami praises, Swami has told us, Swami told you are the best boy. We will try to say and prove that in all the satsangs, or even we may write a book also. Swami told me this. Okay, which is fine. I'm not judging anybody. But see the attitude of Hanuman. See, even when the Lord is praising, no, he's saying, Lord, save me, because my ego, no, Hanuman was not wearing a shirt, but the collar, no, automatically goes up like that. Okay. That is ego. Somebody prays, Lord himself is praying, Lord of the universe, the collar will go up. So you have to be so careful. Mind is so, like Swami says, it is not just the current. In this 5 chapter it comes. It is not there are undercurrents also in the subconscious. What we call is rip currents in oceans. Many times in Japan, I've heard in beaches and all that, the people are seeing the beach waves. Okay, but there is an undercurrent which takes them off. There are two waves, but between the two waves, there's an undercurrent which comes and pulls you out. So when Lord is praising you, naturally you'll be unguarded. You'll be like, wow, that is true. But in that also, you have to be aware that your ego is getting that sweetness that you're experiencing. You see, he's praising me. Okay, Lord, in front of especially. I know of a student, I should not say. He was upset with Swami because Swami gave him ring inside the interview room. He wanted Swami to give the ring outside the interview room in front of everybody. So he told Swami would have given me outside. No, like I'm telling, there are certain maturity of individuals. How that undercurrent is controlling their mind. Okay, so we have to be so alert. Then finally he meets Mother Sita. Okay, the Swami says like Rama is Paramatma, Sita is Jivatma. Okay, and the journey, when you go to Jivatma, all these obstacles will come. All the obstacles of ego and ahankara and gunas will come. You have to go it. And this is the attitude that you should have. So in the context of dhyana, it's tamasic means there is no pointedness. You're not having any direction. You're not focusing on anything. That is tamasic. Okay, that is heedlessness, simply living without any goal. Okay. Rajasic is you've got multiple pointedness. You want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do this, you want to get that, you're fully distracted. Whereas Sattvic is single pointedness. Your attention is one thing, and when during that you are on that only. You're not thinking of something else. So even when you sit for dhyana and suppose you have kept Krishna as a Ishta, and suddenly you remember that, okay, that particular person, he's supposed to give me that money. So then you have to tell your mind, okay, I will take it from him tomorrow, get back to Krishna. Then you are again, then again it says something else. that is the monkey meditation. It keeps going. Then Swami says, don't do monkey meditation where it goes to that person, from that person, it go to something else, and it has gone, and suddenly alarm rings. So I sat. The person who says I do 1 hour meditation is not doing meditation at all, because in meditation you lose sense of time. Okay, so you should bring it back. You should bring back, whether it is in meditation or it is in work. When your mind gets distracted, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. That is sadhana. That is self effort. That is simple, but it is not easy. It is simple, but it is not easy. It won't happen automatically, but it is simple. We can do it. Okay, one last thing, I think a previous slide. If you see Hanuman and Sita and Ravana and Sita, see anybody you love, no, naturally your mind becomes one with that person or object. Ravana wanted to impress Sita so much, he bought the best of things, he wanted to impress Sita with beauty. Okay, all the rarest of thing. In fact, Sita used to speak Ravana like this. Okay, suppose this is the camera. Okay, you're Ravana. See, I'll be speaking like this. I am looking in your direction, but I'm looking at the pen. So Sita used to hold one grass and speak. And Ravana wants to, Sita, look at me once at least. Sita never looked at Ravana, even once. Even once. She never looked at Ravana. Okay, because his methodology was wrong. He was trying to win Sita with beauty and power. Whereas, what did Hanuman do? Hanuman is a form of monkey, and he was chanting Rama's name. Okay, and Rama is very dear to Sita, and because he was chanting Rama's name, he appeared to be very lovely, very cute for Mother Sita. So remember, if you run behind beauty and try to get love, you will fail. But if you love something or anybody, okay, naturally the person becomes beautiful. So love comes before beauty, not vice versa. This is also a very important message from Ramayana. One more very interesting vikara of the mind is the story of a tortoise and scorpion. The tortoise, one day, one tortoise was crossing the river, and a scorpion says, "Can I get a lift?" Tortoise says, "Sorry, I cannot give you a lift because you will sting me." Now, scorpion gave a very logical answer. He said, "I do not know swimming. That's why I'm asking a favor from you. If I sting you, you will drown, and along with you, I will also drown. Why should I kill myself?" Tortoise thought for some time and said, "Okay, this is logical. Seems to be logical. Okay, come, sit on my back." When they are crossing the river, right in the middle of the river, the scorpion stings the tortoise. And the tortoise is shocked, in pain, and he shouted, "Are you mad? Are you..." Because the scorpion did not look suicidal also. Even if he wanted to commit suicide, he would have drowned himself. Why to take tortoise and die? So scorpion says, "I'm really sorry. I'm really, really, really sorry. But I could not help. That's my nature." Okay. So in life, no, you have to be very careful, not only with people outside. If you know a person has got this background and this nature, whatever be the logical situation he may be coming and interacting with you, he will always, there's a word called fitrat in Hindi. A person will act according to his nature. Okay. So that is one more thing which we have to understand. And the second thing, lesson of the story is, tortoise was actually helping scorpion. Why will it sting? So you may ask, I am going to help this person. Why the other person should harm you? Okay. But in the world, I'm not saying everybody, some people are there, some characters who have not mastered their lowest impulses or animal or demonic impulse. You help them, but they will backstab you. And it is absolutely, it doesn't make sense. Absolutely, it doesn't make sense. You went out of the way and helped the person, and they do what? Like the story of Bhasmasura. There is an asura called Bhasmasura. He wanted a boon from Shiva that anybody whose head he keeps the hand, it will become Bhasma or ash. So Shiva gives the boon, and then Bhasmasura, I want to try it on you, whether it works or not. Okay, so now Shiva, he took the boon from Shiva, but he's trying it on him only. So you will see that there are some crazy people in that. And the same thing within us also, there are certain qualities which is self-destroying. So you may think that I am doing sadhana and all that, but still I'm not receiving the divine grace in abundance. Still there is some delay. Why there is a delay? Sometimes there is a delay in your life because why? Because if you take a pot of curd and even if one spoon of curd is there, if the divine mother pours the milk in that, the whole milk will become curd. Okay, so if you think, okay, 95% of the time I'm fine, but 5% please, I'm doing this, one small indulgence is there. Okay, and see, nobody is perfect, but at least the effort to improve should be there. The effort and sincerity is what God sees, not the end result. Okay, when you're making that effort to completely get rid of your lower vasanas and lower impulses and weakness, He will pour the milk. He'll ensure that the milk doesn't become curd. But till the trace of curd is there inside you, where in the form of complacency or excuse it is there, it is not going to work. And talking of the impulse, the anger impulse has been mentioned. Even the greats like Hanuman were not spared when Tulsidas was narrating the Sundarakanda. He was just narrating, and Hanuman, wherever the Rama Kirti is going on, he will come and listen. So there's one episode where he's describing Hanuman was kicking and punching all the asuras and all that, and in the ground there were beautiful white tulips. Okay, so Hanuman heard the whole thing. He was very happy, and then he comes to Tulsidas and tells, "See, beautiful narration. Okay, but only one correction is there. It was not white tulip; it was red tulip." Okay, and Tulsidas says, "I am seeing it with my divya drishti. I can see only it is white tulip." So Hanuman says, "Actually, I am the person who was there. Okay, I went to Lanka. I am telling you it is red." Then there's some, I will not say argument. There was some, non-agreement. Then they say, let us ask Rama. So they invoke Rama, and Rama tells it was actually white tulip. And Hanuman was shocked. How come? How come? Because in the back of the mind, Hanuman even thought, even Rama did not come inside and saw. He is the one who saw. Then Rama explains that, see, Hanuman, when you were so angry, while killing the Rakshasas, you were overpowered by the Rajoguna. If you become angry also, you would have seen your eyes become bloodshot red. Everything appeared to you red. Even when the gunas take over, the reality also, the experience also becomes different. So that's why you should try to be in the Sattva Guna more than Sattva Guna is the real representation of the reality, as in the relative realm. If you look at Durga Saptashati also, this I will be very quick. Let us acknowledge who the enemy is. Okay, when we're talking about Vikshepa, like Mother Durga is killing Mahishasura. The enemy, at one moment it is a Rakshasa, next moment it is a buffalo, next moment it is a lion, next moment it is an elephant. If the enemy is continuously changing its form, how much difficult it is to fight. That's why Mother, who's having Ashtabhuja, she has got for each this thing, she has got a weapon. Okay, she only can do it. We don't have. We have got only two hands. Okay, so she can tackle or handle any of such enemy. And talk of Raktabija, whom Mother Kali killed. You try to kill one, the blood drops. One more Raktabija comes, and it multiplies very soon. Thousands of Raktabija is there. So humanly, it is not possible. The purpose of this slide, even the COVID virus, recently we had this COVID pandemic. It was a mutating virus. Mutation means it is changing its form like a Mahishasura, and it is spreading fast like Raktabija. It is both Raktabija and Mahishasura that we saw, and it was really a Mahamari. And Mother Adi Shakti has promised in Durga Saptashati that whenever there is a Mahamari, I will come and save. Why I have brought in this slide is, even as we are putting human effort, let us understand that there are certain places where whatever amount of human effort you put, it's not going to be enough. You have to invoke the divine. And that's why I always say, Swami, I invoke you, you come with me, you do it. When you bring that component in your day-to-day actions, miracles happen. Things which humanly is not happening possible will start happening. Understood? This slide basically tells, this slide in one word essence, I tell, no guna is bad, no guna is good. Everything has its own place. In fact, Swami has divided the time into 3 gunas. Morning 4 o'clock to morning 8 o'clock. Evening 4 o'clock to evening 8 o'clock. The 4 plus 4, 8 hours is Sattvic period. If you see, most of the time, temples are open in that time. Or we do Sandhya Vandanam that time. Morning 6 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock. Okay. Morning 8 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock, 8 hours is Rajoguna. It's a Rajo, we should be, that's the office time when we have to express our Rajoguna. Night 8 o'clock to morning 4 o'clock is Tamoguna, sleeping time. See, if Tamoguna was not there, we will not be able to sleep. Most of us having problem. The problem comes when one guna is over dominant, when laziness is so much, okay, you're allowing it to enter into the other guna periods. Then the problem comes. Then we go out of harmony. Okay. So like Swami says, even if you are given tamarind, if you're given garlic, and if you're given salt, you can make a very tasty chutney. Okay, if provided you put a right combination, right proportion. But if only tamarind is more, salt is less, or salt is more, tamarind is less, the taste becomes bad. Okay, so it is mainly when it comes to gunas, no, it is what proportion we have to maintain in our life so that our life is tasty. Life becomes tasty. It becomes tasty when we are in harmony with the nature also. And the second, the upper part of the slide, if you see, Tamoguna represented black, Rajoguna by red, and Sattva with white. If somebody is thinking, two people are sitting under the tree. One is sleeping, other person is meditating. It is difficult to distinguish between a lazy person and a person who is a Jivan Mukta or a Siddha. Okay, though one is inactivity, one is unactivity. Okay, so how do I discriminate? If you are thinking directly from tamas, you can jump into sattva, it will not happen. There's a dynamics in guna also, because always the mind will find its excuse that okay, God is there, God will take care. No, if you are lazy, you have to increase the rajoguna. Okay, like the coal which is black, however much you wash it, it will not become white. It has to become red. After it becomes red with heat, then when it cools down, it becomes white. It has to go through the process of rajas and then it goes to sattva. So if tamoguna is there, increase your rajoguna towards the right activity, good activity. Okay, not bad activity, good activity. And then it cools down to become sattva. So that seva and namasmarana goes hand in hand with dhyana. And if you really want to be Swami's Bangaru, like Swami says, Swami used to say, we are Bangaru, Swami's child. I used to think Swami's child means, Bangaru means gold. Gold means costly. No, gold, a jeweler will heat the gold till he is able to see his own reflection in the gold. So if you want to be Swami's Bangaru, you should be ready to go through the fire of purification. It is not easy, but it is simple. Means one step at a time. Remember that this is Swami's thing. It is simple, but it is not easy. This slide tells us the strategy how to control the mind. See, if you say mind control, it is a mind which sees through the eyes. It is a mind which sees through the ears through the ears. It is a mind which is speaking through the tongue right now. If I regulate my tongue, if I regulate my eyes, automatically the mind also gets regulated. The example, Swami, this is Swami's example. Body is like the mind, wood is like the senses. If you want to burn the body, you can't directly burn the body. You have to pile it with the wood. When the wood catches the fire, along with the wood, the body also burns. Likewise, when you control your senses, along with that, the mind also gets controlled. Okay, if you directly try to do mind control, it is going to be very difficult. Something which is unseen, which has no form, like Mahishasura, it is not a fixed form. It is very difficult to control. Okay, but I know my eyes. That's why of all the organs, Gyanendriyas, eyes have got the capacity to open and close. Okay, mouth has got capacity to open and close. Okay, so these things can be regulated. We have to put a regulator. Like in the fan, there's a regulator. In the gas stove, there's a regulator. We should use the regulator. Swami didn't say no. Senses means matra, measurement. It has its duty, do it, and then stop it. You should know how to do it. Like applying the ABC of life. Swami says accelerator, brake, and control, clutch. You have to, there is accelerator. A good driver knows when to apply the brake, when to apply the accelerator. In fact, you ask any bike rider who does bike racing, the better the brake is, the faster he can go, because at any moment he can stop. If the brake is weak, no, you will not have the confidence to drive fast also. Okay, so ensure that the brake is good. This analogy is of a coconut tree. Again, Swami explains, like most of us are trying to live our life in the shadow region. Okay, we are happy with the shadow coconut tree. We are happy with the shadow coconut. Okay. And why? Because there's no effort. You have to just walk towards it and you don't want to put the effort of climbing it. But Swami says when you actually climb the real tree, you will see that your shadow is also climbing the shadow tree. And when you see that you're actually drinking the real coconut, you will look down at the shadow, and the shadow, your shadow, is drinking the shadow coconut. So, what Swami is saying is the shadow represents the worldly life, the actual tree represents the spiritual life. If you spiritualize your life, your worldly requirements also is taken care by default setting. Okay, that is. But if you only take care of your worldly thing, again, here one example is there. One elder brother's geography class, one map was there, world map. His younger brother tore it into small pieces. Okay, so the elder brother called the younger brother and scolded him and told, "What have you done? I within 1 hour I wanted to be back." He knew it is not easy, world map to stick it and bring it into that place. So luckily behind the world map there was a image of God. Okay, which the small kid, the 5-year-old kid, knows how the God looks. So he knows where eye, ear is there. He brought the face together and put the solo tape. And when you turn other side, the world map is in its place. So when we keep Swami as a center of our life, and when we live day-to-day life, which is in accordance with Swami's teachings and principles or dharma, automatically the worldly aspirations are also taken care. That is the message of this slide. This is the last slide, brothers and sisters. I'll end with the slide. And yeah, I will just finish this last thing, and then I think Akshay has raised a hand. So this last incident I will share. So one of the senior devotee shared this incident. Swami called him for interview, and Swami asked him, "Whom do you belong to?" He told Swami, "I belong to you." Then Swami told, "Don't give dialogues. Whom do you actually belong to?" Then Swami, "You only explain whom do I belong to, Swami. It is best you explain." Then Swami told, "See, when you are born, you're a small baby. Your mother held you in her hand and told, 'This is my child.' Okay. So you belong to your mother. You grew little more. You started walking. Your father was holding your hand and teaching you how to walk. Wherever your father was taking, you're walking behind father. And your father said, 'This is my child.' So you belong to your father. You grew little more. Started going to primary school, and your teacher will say A for apple. You will shout A for apple. B for bat. B for bat. Whatever the primary school teacher is teaching, you will just repeat that. So you belong to the primary school teacher then. Then you grew, you became a teenager, you had a set of friends. Wherever your friends are telling, let us go there to that place, you will go. Okay, today let us bunk the class and go. Whatever your friends are telling, you're doing it. You belong to that set of friends. Then you grew further, you joined a college, university, you had a professor. Whatever assignment your professor is telling you're doing, you're keeping everything as a secondary thing. Whatever professor is given assignment, that became primary thing. Then you joined a job, the boss became your boss. Whatever the boss says, that is in that direction. You belong to your boss, literally bosses. What time you will come to office, what time you will leave the office, whether you have to come to office on Sunday or not, Saturday, Sunday also or not, boss was deciding, and you will do what your boss, because you want promotion, you want to survive in the company. Okay, so you belong, literally you belong to the boss. Then you married. Your wife expects you to be back by 5 o'clock. Okay, and it's easier to handle the boss in the office than the boss at home. Now, now she has become your boss. Whatever your wife says, she's your boss. So you belong to your wife. Then you have kids. Whatever the kids want, they want ice cream, you are running behind the kids. One step higher than your wife comes your children now. You're running behind. So you belong to your children. The children grow up. They get married. They get children. Now you're a grandfather. Okay. Whatever the child wants to go to the park, you have to take the child to the park. Now you literally belong to the grandchildren. Okay. Now the boss is not there. You've retired from the company. So you are literally owned by the grandchildren. Whatever they tell you to make face, you have to make the face. You have to dance if they want you to dance. So you literally belong to your grandchild. And then Swami told, one day you will die. After your death, the elements will come behind you. The fire, the fire will burn your body. The fire will say, "This is mine." As the body is burning, the wind will blow. Some part of your body, the wind will take in the smoke. The wind will say, "You are mine." The body will turn into ash, and the ash will fall onto the ground. The earth will say, "You are mine." Then your relatives will collect that ash and put it in the rivers. How Swami beautifully broke it into, even after death, also the elements are coming. Then Swami smiled and looked at the person. By the time the devotee was flabbergasted, he did not expect such a, you know, fine, what to say, description of what a human life is. Then Swami asked him, "So, whom do you belong to you? Whom do you belong to?" He had no answer. And then Swami put his finger in his chest, the devotee's chest, and said, "It is up to you to decide in whose tune you want to dance. It is up to you to decide in whose tune you want to dance." Later, Swami, of course, explained that, see, the priorities will keep changing in life. Okay, one individual or the other individual will take a dominant role, or this thing that will happen, that is going to happen, bound to happen. But always remember, the God within you, he is always there with you. Okay, align your life in accordance to his teaching, and the same God is within all this, whether it is your wife or your boss or your child or grandchildren or even the elements. The same God is in all of them. Okay, if you're true to that God, then you will be true to everyone. Okay, what happens when, for example, a person is very workaholic, he gives his entire thing to his company, but he ends up, spoiling his family life, or ends up spoiling his health. Everything in balance. Suppose I get 100 out of 100 in maths, but I get 30 in chemistry and 20 in physics. I have failed. So the main thing is, God, who is there in everyone, doesn't will not pull you unreasonably only in one direction. So be true to that God. Don't make anybody or anything larger than life. It is not worth it. Not worth it. Only God alone, the God within you and the God within everyone, should be your center of focus throughout your life. Never forget that. With this, I would like to end my presentation. Sairam.
Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. We'll just take a couple of questions, sir, because I think some participants have raised their hands.
Yeah.
We'll just take maybe one or two. First, can I please request Brother K. Sai Akshay to please unmute and ask your question?
Sairam sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, brother.
Thank you for such a wonderful session, sir. So I just have the doubt of your last before slide regarding guna dynamics.
Yeah.
You have just told about that guna dynamics. Yeah, the timings of 4 to 8 is Satvik, and again evening 4 to 8 is Satvik. It is divided in such way, right?
Yeah. This is what Swami has divided time as. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, sir, of course.
Sattvic
But
period.
yeah, but of course, for example, I'm a working professional, so I work in different shifts in every month.
Okay.
uh, there will be definitely some kind of effect which is will be reflecting my sadhana, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm going against the nature in my professional way, but how to balance it?
So what are your timings for the work? Normal
For
timings.
example, we have first shift from morning 7 to 4.
Morning 7 o'clock to evening 4 o'clock.
Yeah, again second shift is from 3 to 12 night.
Back to back, is it?
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
but every month my shift changes. In this month I'm in night shift, which is from night 11 to morning 8 o'clock.
okay, okay. So for you, what I would say is, you have a schedule. Have a
Yes.
schedule for yourself. Okay. See, basically, it is not the quantity; it is the quality that matters. Okay. Swami says the quality is important. Again, as I said, no, it is not how many hours of meditation or dhyana or sadhana that you are doing that matters. It is the quality, and the quality, the whole 14 chapters, if you see, no, if you are a good person as an individual, if you are a good person, and right now, for example, your work shifts are like that, and you have to do justice to the work. Okay.
Yes.
Right now, that you have to do at this phase. Okay. Right now, your boss is your boss. Okay.
Yes.
At the same time, if you're doing good justice, one thing you see whenever you're in a sadhana mode, even if you do for little sadhana also, your efficiency naturally increases. You will see the ideas which comes, the problems, the complexity of the problems that you solve will be, you will just see, I don't know what is the correlation. I think it's a purity or the discrimination power which increases. But in my personal life also, I've seen whenever I've taken an anushtan, okay, and during the phase of anushtan or any sadhana that I'm doing consistently, there is an invisible hand that helps me, because my whole intention is to be connected. See, it's not like the company, uh, it's not like the company which has a timing and during which you deliver. With God, no, it is 24/7. Okay. But Swami
Yes.
says, like, it is like if you sow the seed in the right season, you'll get the maximum harvest. That's the only
Yes,
thing.
sir.
Okay. That's why these are the ideal time. But we are not living in the exactly the same time, as the so. But whenever it is possible, yes. But it is not like you compromise your sleep just because you have to get up in the morning at 4 o'clock, and then you have to see your schedule so that you get enough rest for the body also. You have to find a rhythm, one biorhythm that you should have. And in that, within the biorhythm, you should accommodate the sadhana in such a way that it happens seamlessly, not like you're compromising your work or compromise sadhana. Again, the work itself is sadhana. And Swami says the two impulses, good and bad. In the beginning chapters, if I remember, there are certain things we are supposed to do and certain things which we are not supposed to do. Even things which you're not supposed to do, if you don't do, that itself is a contribution towards sadhana. You're walking on the path. Okay. Now, coming to what you're supposed to do, like whether it is namasmarana or a dhyana that you want to do, a time, ideal time is this Sandhya time or early morning. Brahma Muhurtam is the most ideal time. Okay. But for Brahma Muhurtam, you should have slept by 9:30. Okay. Brahma Muhurtam is basically two Muhurtam before the sunrise. So if each Muhurtam is 45 minutes, so suppose if 6 o'clock is the sunrise, two Muhurtam before that is 4:30. So 4:30 to 5:15 becomes the Brahma Muhurtam. That is the time. That is ideal. But given the circumstances, you have to see that you do justice to your job at the same time, and during the job also. Definitely there are so many time periods where you can always you can have a small notebook of Likita Nama Japa, or you can have some Swami's literature Vahini, can be a Gita Vahini or something which you keep, and you just brush it up, like you just see one, just it's like a pot which is kept inside the lake will never dry. Okay. So every now and then, like, one story is there, but I will, in the interest of time, I will say one devotee asked Krishna, who is your favorite devotee? Okay. So Krishna was standing at the bank of Yamuna. Krishna tells him, go and get a rock from the Yamuna. So he goes and gets a rock from the Yamuna. Krishna says, what is it? It's a rock. It's a wet rock. Break it. So he breaks the rock. It's absolutely dry inside. So Krishna says this rock is inside the river 24/7 for hundreds of years, but not a single drop has gone inside it. Okay. Then Krishna tells the devotee, come with me, and he goes near the bank, and he was wearing silk dhoti, yellow silk. He dips his yellow silk dhoti inside the river and pulls it out. Immediately we know silk absorbs the water. Then Krishna says this silk is far better than the rock which is 24/7 inside the water. Okay. Because like that, many of us, I'm giving an analogy, like that it's not important that you stay in Dwarka or Brindavan or Ayodhya and Puttaparthi, and people who are staying there, they may be stone. I'm not saying everybody is like that, but they are here, but not a drop of Swami's teaching or love has gone inside them. Whereas there are devotees who come once in a year to Puttaparthi or twice in a year, and 2-3 days they stay. And in the 2-3 days, like the silk, they absorb all the love of Swami inside them, and then they go back to their place. But even as Krishna was talking, no, wind was blowing, and the silk dries off very fast. We know silk dries off like that. Okay. So the silk has to be dipped again. So like that also, we have to come and recharge ourselves. If one time in a year is not enough, we have to come twice or thrice, or you should have some day-to-day schedule where you're continuously drenching yourself. Like Krishna was dipping the silk. In the office also, it's an 8-hour thing. You should have a small book or something where you do a sneak peek into getting in touch with Swami's teaching. That way you will keep yourself wet. Otherwise, the monotony of life is so dry. You will feel very dry. So you have to find your own way. Then Krishna says, okay, there is a third category of devotee, and he creates sugar candy and throws inside Yamuna. And sugar candy, we know, dissolves into water. And Krishna says that type of devotees, once they come in contact with me, they lose their identity and they become one with me. So it is not about judging others, it is about introspecting ourselves, whether are we stone or are we silk or are we sugar candy. And what makes a stone really is, stone is basically very unyielding, very tight, very hard. It doesn't change because the if you have got very strong likes, I want this, I like this only, and if you have got very strong dislikes, I can't tolerate that, then you become like a stone. You are very difficult to transform. This is national leadership for transformation. Okay, when we're talking about transformation, you should be very open minded to change. Otherwise, you'll become like a rock inside the Chitravati river and you will not change. So that is very important. And coming to your topic, your issue that okay, the timings are like that. See, Swami also has told that any time and every time is good for remembering God. In fact, not only time, place also. Okay, there's a story of very funny story. Swami narrates like once one farmer was doing morning ablution in the in the in the field, and Hanuman was flying by in the sky. And probably that guy was chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. So Hanuman felt disgusted. What is this? He's doing morning ablutions. Okay, probably that guy had constipation. We don't know. So Hanuman went and punched that fellow, and he told, you don't have shame. How can you do Ramanama in such a thing? You should take bath and get ready, and then you should take Rama's name. And then he goes back. And when he goes and sees Rama in Ayodhya, Rama's face was swollen. Okay. So Hanuman is very shocked. He, Lord, who did this to you? And Rama said, you did. Then how is it possible? Then Swami Rama says a beautiful thing. When anybody is chanting my name, I become one with him. Okay. So when you punched him, he was chanting my name. So I had to take that impact on myself. So even when you're in the office, of course, you can always find a window where you can do Namasmarana or read some book. Okay, of course, not compromising on the actual work at hand. And you will see, like Swami says, no, there were two woodcutters. One had a axe, and he used to never sharpen the axe. The other fellow used to. Both were given 8 hours every month, every day 8 hours for 1 month, and both were given two different forests to cut. So one guy used to just go and cut the tree and come back. He was never sharpening his axe. The other guy will spend 2 hours every day to sharpen the axe, and only 6 hours he'll be cutting the tree. The other fellow 8 hours. But at the end of 1 month, the person who was sharpening the axe for 2 hours every day, he ended up cutting more number of trees than the person who never sharpened the axe. So whenever you're doing namasmarana and dhyana, remember you're also increasing your efficiency, and you will be able to do more work and achieve more and amazing creativity. God is creativity. He's the creator. So amazing creativity will come the more you're in connection with the God within. So that is what my answer would be. My
Thank you,
understanding.
sir. Thank you. Thank you so
Right.
much.
Thank you, sir, for such an enlightening answer. We'll take up one last question, sir. May I request Pratik brother M105 to please unmute and ask your question?
Sairam sir, thank you for the wonderful session. It was
Um,
really wonderful. I can't express how much it is good for us. In the interest of time, like in quickly, like you mentioned the slide for the gunas, like how we face multiple people, be it in our office or in a personal relationship, where the photo of Hanuman and the different obstacles he got in the middle while he was crossing the sea. So that time, like in day-to-day life, we face many such people, and some of them are close to us. Like that is the problem. Like if they are not close, we can directly ignore. Like we can make up with some thing and just ignore them. But some of are close to us and they don't understand our situation. Like a simple example, like we suggest our younger people like not to watch the reel. It's very much taking your time away. But say they come up with something like why to read the newspaper? We get all the updates in the news. We can just watch the reel or Instagram, then why these need to read the newspaper? So we get bold on such questions, like we don't have an answer what to answer them. This is some a small example, but there are many such things where you don't have an answer, even being studying, being a devotee of Sai. So at that point,
Yeah. So my answer to such individuals are like nowadays, no, there's always a counter question they ask the youngsters, younger generations are used to that. What is harm in that? The problem is actually in itself, like Swami says, the knife in itself is not harmful, but how you use it. A surgeon can save the life, a murderer can kill it. But the problem with this reels and Instagrams, it's very addictive. Okay, anything within if it is under regulation, it is fine. Like even there are some people who say, I mean, of course, in Sai circle, drinking, smoking, and non-vegetarian food is absolutely out of syllabus. We don't even talk about it. And Swami says, if you want to be sadhaka, we are talking about onion and garlic. So where is the question of this? So now there are some people who started comparing, okay, I am a social drinker. Okay, they use the word social drink. But the problem is, no, the what drinking does, it numbs your pain kind of thing. So when you're going, when everything is fine, but when you're going through a bad phase, no, you naturally tend to go towards addiction. Okay, so this is the problem with whether it is real social media addiction that they're doing. They get into the reels and all kinds. Reels is all kind of reels. There's no connection between one reel and the other. And even if the reel is more than 30-45 seconds, they start changing the reel because the mind, it is getting trained it's not able to concentrate on a particular topic for more than 30 seconds. Whereas we have to see that how we can increase the concentration on one particular object for longer period. The reel is exactly training your mind to go shorter span. First it was like, we had Doordarshan. Okay, we had only Doordarshan days in 90s. Then the cable TV came. With the cable TV, we had an option to change the channel. Not that the whole India is watching one channel. We can change the channel. Now sports came, music. Now from there, the internet came. From there, the mobile phone came. Now each individual is having his own thing. So see the difference of how we are like. There is one person sitting in front of a system in the Facebook is connected to 500 people, whereas in Kulwanthal there are 10,000 devotees sitting and chanting one bhajan. Okay, see the difference. So where one is taking towards ekagrata, whereas other thing, one person sitting and getting diversified, getting distracted. And as far as your advice to youngsters, see, one very nice episode comes in my mind. One of our warden in 80s, okay, he shared this. In fact, the research scholar shared the experience. So in 80s, he became a warden, and during his tenure as warden, he just became warden 3 months into being wardenship. Uh, there were four research scholars who were kicked out. He were kicked out of the hostel for some silly reason. Okay, that time discipline can be now also discipline is strict, but those days it was discipline was at a different level. And Swami, we have seen Swami's father side earlier. Swami is like father. Sai is more like Baba than Sai Baba. Okay, so uh, four boys were kicked out, and the warden was feeling very bad. So in the portico, he was crying. Okay, and he joined Swami's institution with a missionary zeal that I want to serve Swami, and there are 400 students. And actually, here the wardens and teachers, they call us Prema Putras. They're Prema Putras, and Kama Putras are their own children if they're so. We are Prema Putras, and Swami says they're that nobody is hurt. So now he was feeling very bad that four of his Prema Putras were kicked out of hostel, and he was feeling miserable. And Swami came, and Swami told, what happened? Swami, I failed in my duty, Swami, as a warden. And then Swami told one line, okay, this is the mantra that you have to remember. See, Swami told, see, there are, for last 60 years, I've been trying to change the devotees. They are not changing. And in 3 months, you're expecting to change them. No. Then Swami used this mantra, and this, remember this. You do your dharma, rest is their karma. You do your duty of telling them. Okay, but don't get affected. See, you're getting affected because you're attached to them and they're not changing. See, that is the mantra for even parents, those who are parents here, that Swami told your children how you should treat your children. Like, is Swami said, if Swami gives an analogy, there is a lady and she is supposed to go out for a party. Okay, and when a woman goes for a party, she'll be well decked. Okay, she'll be very nicely dressed with all the jewelries, ornaments, and all, and she wants to look at her best. So she's getting ready, and suddenly she realizes she has misplaced the key, Almira key. So all the ornaments are inside the Almira now. How do I? How can she get that key? So she goes to her neighbor friend, her best friend, and tells, "Can you give your ornaments? And I have to go and attend the marriage. I'm not getting my Almira key." So the friend readily gives all the jewelries. In fact, she only decorates her, puts makeup and all that. Okay, and then she's attending the marriage. Then Swami says she's attending marriage. She's looking very beautiful, and everybody is coming and admiring at her beauty. बोलते एक शोभा दे रहा है आपको. You're looking very gorgeous, and this jewelry and all that. But she knows it is not her. It is her friend's jewelry. It is not hers. Same way, Swami says that should be the attitude towards your own children also. They are actually gods. The children belong to God. You are just trustees. Okay, you have been given the trusteeship of taking care of them. Now, when you are a trustee, no, the child misbehaves. Your duty is to correct it. But if the child doesn't improve still, you will inside not start feeling bad or emotional because of attachment. Okay, you will try your best because you're doing it as a seva to the Lord, because the children actually belong to God. Children have been given by God. If that is the attitude that you have, you will never get affected inside, because you are walking on the rope. You know your destination is God. Your children are gods. Okay, yes, their presence in our life gives us glory. The people give admiration and all that. उनसे हम लोग का life में एक शोभा मिलता है. Yes, and we accept it and we acknowledge. We don't tell it is not mine, it's my friends. You keep quiet. Okay, but you know inside that it actually belongs to your friend. Same way, whether in the company those youngsters have come, God has, Swami has put them within your radius for a reason. So always there is a fight between good and bad influence. You are a good influence, they are a bad influence. Your duty is just to do your dharma of telling. Okay, if they are coming up with counter knowledge, you are not supposed to have answer for everything. There is no answer for everything, in fact. Okay, many of the questions don't have answer because the question is asked with the intention to bully or to irritate. So you don't have to answer those questions. Okay, then life has another way of teaching the same individual, which is called karma. It comes and hits. Okay, so for your mental peace, you have done your part, brother. Do it, and don't get tired, because you're not attached. Like the midwife in the beginning, a midwife, Swami says, midwife, you have to be like a midwife. When the midwife delivers the child, she holds the child very tenderly, because the baby is in the most tender phase of its life. All of us, when we are born, we are more, it is said that a human baby is more vulnerable than any animal. At that point, the midwife is handling it carefully, delivering, keeping it on. But then, next moment, it is next baby. It is not attached to this baby. So you have to be like a midwife. Okay, don't get attached, but do your job, do your thing with all the love and concern, but don't be attached to any individual. That is my understanding. And say, do your dharma, rest is their karma. Jai Sai Ram.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Actually, there are 3, 4 hands. You can please leave your questions in the feedback form, which is being circulated in the group. We will post it to the faculty. Firstly, I thank our beloved Bhagwan for this opportunity to grow and regain our energy through the series of Dhyana Vahini. And I thank from the bottom of my heart KM Ganesh sir for starting this beautiful session with a note of invoking our Bhagwan's presence in each and every action we do, and we have to do it mindfully. And also collating the examples of Dhyan Vahini to the instances of Ramayana and Mahabharata. My gratitude to the conveners of English and Hindi stream, Gopi Krishna Pidtala sir and our Yogendra Verma sir. My sincere thanks to all the participants for their continuous commitment towards the NLP sessions. Thank you for each and everyone who has facilitated online and offline for these sessions to happen. Thank you each and everyone. Now we may proceed to the Shanti Mantra.
समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की